That is the wrong camera. Hey everyone, welcome back to the wrong camera angle. I am Chesh, apparently being delayed on my top camera for some reason, even though I'm pretty sure it's running off the back USB ports. So I don't know.
Oh, the shit ones. Yes,
but sorry, people can probably hear the fan as well because it's getting a little bit hot here in Melbourne, and I just came back from the post office because some of our product turned up and then I sold it and then I had to go and post it out. So, Hoops Premium Blasters!
AKA the sauna.
Anywhere in Australia, $155. Just message us. What up? What up? So, people are probably wondering what this black box is here, and that's what we're going to go straight into before we do actual mail time stuff, is talk about break time stuff in our breaking news. So this is a Melbourne Cardsmith black box. You know what?
Breaking.
Hey Sam. Hi Sam, my co-host. How are you?
I'm good. My cat was just talking then, so I was hoping you caught some of that on mic, but she's just buggered off now. So no, I'm good. I'm actually, you know what? I usually say I'm a 6 or a 7 out of 10. I think I'm a 9.5 today, and I think you know why anyway. So yeah. No, I'm pretty done good.
All right, excellent. Sorry, I just realized that I was so fucking excited about having new product that I didn't actually introduce you, and that's extremely rude of me. I care. I care. I absolutely care. I'm a bit of a shambles. I'm sorry, everyone, because I've had a long day, and we'll get to that as well in a second. Let me just bring up some links here. So what's going to happen is in our break group, there is going to be a post going up tonight. There is the link to the break group. Thank you to Melbourne Cardsmiths. We actually have these. We have 4 of these premium boxes. So this is 1 hit per box. They are going to be 3 teams per spot per box. So if you buy in, it'll be 1 box. It'll be 3 teams that you get for your money. Only 10 spots, obviously, because 30 NBA teams. And $50 a spot. This is a super premium break. It's not something that we usually run, but we've gotten these from Cardsmiths to do this break, so we're going to try them out and see if we can put them into a regular rotation in our stuff. The other ones we will figure out later on, probably some sort of super premium mixer and stuff like that. But yeah, this will be happening ASAP. Once it's full, we will break if it's on a Monday or Tuesday. That's because I'm always available and Sam is mostly available. Sam might not be available for the break if it's short notice.
I kind of want to be around for the break though, so I'll try and make it happen.
Exactly. I just don't want to put it on you that you have to fucking be there. Like, you're not getting paid for this, so you know. You know what I'm like.
Are you?
No.
You kind of are.
Sort of, but not really. I mean, I'm not making that much of a margin. And that's fine.
Well, Chesh, we had this conversation before. We get paid in gratitude.
Exactly.
And that's what it's about. We get paid in the friends we made.
And watching people's smiles when they get awesome cards. So a link to Melbourne Cardsmith's Instagram is now in the chat. That will also be on this video as well. So that is a super premium break that's going to be happening. I'm really, really excited because there are some big boy cards in these. Not to brag, because obviously my products I don't have to, but not to brag for their product. But I did see a BGS 9 Silver Prism of one Zion Williamson. I know that there is a Silver Prism in here somewhere of Tyler Herro. I know that there's some Kobe Redemption cards and some other stuff. So some big monster hits can come out of these, which is fantastic. Just going to put those to the side for now.
Nice.
Hoops Premium, we're not opening this one. This is my last one that I have left. I actually sold out today.
You're almost making a case to do it before. You're like,
I really want to, but it's
I won't push you.
It's the old drug dealer thing, right? You never dip into your own stash.
Your own product?
Yeah. I really want to. Like, I really want to dip into this break so badly. Everyone knows how much I want to break it. I guess the first thing I should do is go, there is the premium break there. Black Box Repack, $50 per spot. Melbourne Cardsmiths on Instagram are the ones that supplied this for us. 3 teams a spot, 10 spots at $50 per spot. It is massive. Break 004 is happening. It has currently only 3 spots left after we gave one away for a lucky YouTube subscriber. So Crossfade, congratulations, you still haven't contacted me. Just saying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Also, great name, Crossfade. That's pretty.
I know, right? So this is $35 a spot with 15 spots, and this is available on February the 12th, hopefully. This will be one box of NBA Hoops 2021, and it will be one blaster of Hoops Premium, of course. So that one is up at the moment. We also have Break 005 is up at the moment as well. This is 15 spots, double teams. So this is a triple double because 3 products with 2 teams a spot, $55 a spot. This is 1 status team all, 2 Hoops Premium blasters, and 3 Hoops Premium cellos. That currently has, I think, 10 spots left, maybe. Jay Barkley, Ben Quirk, and Dane coming. Thank you very much for the follows. You people following is always great. So get into those breaks.
This is great.
Yeah, I know, right? We've got stuff going. People coming through. We got breaks. Chesh is about to unload a shitload of fucking profanities on one idiot motherfucker. And that's what you've come to expect.
Oh, it happened. There's basketball on. Was basketball on, which was my point I was going to make, which is kind of, I just almost like realized this week, even though basketball's been on for a little bit, but I don't know, maybe it's my like internal basketball body clock, and I just, I just used to the off season going for a lot longer, and it's like, and this week was the week I realized basketball's back on. I'm like, oh, this is really good. Because SBS has a couple of games on twice a week, pretty much, and it's just been a bit nicer than finding streams, or whatever. And I don't have League Pass, and
that's fair.
And then also the big trade that happened.
The big trade did happen. I thought we covered this, but like, maybe not.
Yeah, no. But it's like watching them play now, and it's like it's kind of interesting because you're watching the Seattle Sonics kind of come back in a way. I mean, they've got those 2 players, like Jeff Green and Durant, but like Harden's there as kind of the OKC thing. It's like, yeah, it's just really weird to watch and kind of awesome. Oh, also Kevin Porter Jr. got traded today.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's one of those guys I think could do some amazing stuff. But
did he happen to go to the Rockets?
He did.
My oh my.
Which I don't mind. And the reason being is that Rockets, of course, now don't have Harden. They don't have Westbrook. Oh, no, hold on. Yeah, they don't have Westbrook. But you're seeing a bunch of like younger players play on the Rockets now, and like everyone's kind of a little bit liberated. So I think it could be a good place for him. So yeah.
Dear Rockets, please grab Carson fucking Edwards. Thank you. That would be real great. Okay?
Yeah, and just
give him some time. Yeah. So
exactly.
Before we get into everything else, I'm just going to touch again on the premium break. Because if you are a breaker... What the
hell is that? Sorry, I didn't see the screen.
You're about to fucking see. If you're a breaker and you want to get a hold of some of these Melbourne Cardsmith boxes, just hit me up on Instagram, or hit Melbourne Cardsmiths up, I guess. I don't need to be your fucking middleman. So if you're a breaker, go through them. These are for breaks only, not for personal use. Yay! Because, basically he just wants to see people have fun and enjoy the fruits of his labor, basically. Which
shout out to Cardsmith.
Yeah, Cardsmith, you are fantastic. So in a plain envelope today from eBay, I received this.
They keep getting better and better.
Wrapped in plastic, encased in cardboard, fucking
what's the plastic do?
Taped to the cardboard. Sorry, wrapped in paper. Paper, not plastic.
It doesn't do anything.
Paper. Wrapped in paper.
Yeah, but what does the paper do?
Nothing! You fucking asshole! Nothing! God damn it! Okay, so this, which I have now put in a top loader because it was taped in a fucking sleeve inside the cardboard, you asshole. Is this lovely bronze spelling? This spelling is Bowman's. Bowman's? Tops. The Bowman's one is the other one. Yeah, that might. So this is a Tops bronze sterling. Survived pretty much, surprisingly, in such absolutely shitty fare. Because it survived, I gave the person neutral instead of negative. But
really?
Yeah.
Chesh.
Yeah.
Chesh.
Yeah.
You're changing.
No, I'm not. Because it wasn't damaged.
You gave neutral.
Because it wasn't damaged, I gave him neutral. If it had been fucked,
okay.
I would have absolutely given him negative.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know that was part of your rules. If the card survives, they get
Yeah.
neutral. I thought they just got a negative straight up. So
No.
I don't know.
If the card arrives damaged, not as described, then they get an automatic negative fail. If it turns up and it's packaged incorrectly, I'll still note that it's packaged incorrectly, but I'll give them a neutral to just say, hey, you're not getting positive feedback from me. Fuck you. You should have packaged this correctly.
and I think that's worth noticing. Like, I don't know, it's worth mentioning too. It is kind of the Australian way. It's like, yeah, you just like, you know, fuck you, mate, love you. Like, you know, it's like I kind of respect you, but like, I don't know, it's just, it can mean anything. And what I'm getting at anyway is that there's a bit of space there that you know, Chesh will blow up on the video, but you know, we'll still make sure there's a, you know, like neutral's neutral, whatever. But also just trying to instruct people along the right path rather than, you know, maybe pushing them away from the hobby.
But you know, if you're old enough to fucking send through the mail yourself, you're old enough to know how to fucking send through the mail.
Yeah,
that's how it goes. All right, let's get into some break stuff that I received.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go from the most expensive...
How many breaks did you do this week?
Too many.
Far out.
Let's go through first the most expensive piece of mail that I received.
Yes. Russell.
Do you want to know how much this fucking cost?
How much?
$89.
What, for the break?
Yep. That's the only fucking card I got out of it. So that was a cherry break. It was Court Kings and Royal Crown Royale, and this is the only card I hit. A base card. So
issue. Yeah. Well, they're never guaranteed, so I guess it's all
exactly. I think
all part of the territory.
I think these were. Yes. Okay. These were both. Okay. Right. So this was a Suns break that I hit. I think with. It wasn't box break, was it? You were box break, aren't you? Yeah, this was box break. Okay, so box break, I ended up hitting Suns and getting shit all. So I got this Ty Jerome from Clearly.
That's kind of cool though. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Devin Booker from Mosaic. And Cameron Johnson NBA debut, which at least was something.
Yeah, exactly.
This one comes from West Oz Cards. They're in, surprise, surprise, Western Australia. It's going everywhere. They gave me all these like
joking
Panini Dunk free pack things that I don't. Some
is that a game?
Mobile game, yeah. Sam, do you want to know what I did? I turned $9 into $190 without technically gambling.
I think it's all gambling. What did you do?
Have you heard of blockchain?
Yes. Yes.
Please tag us if sharing your hits. Oh, we're West Stores, thank you. So there is, and I'm going to be doing some content on it very soon. It's called NBA Top Spots.
Yeah.
And I bought a digital booster pack for $9 US that contained 3 cards.
Yep.
I got a card that was serial numbered number 3.
Yeah.
I put it up for $400 US, and it didn't sell. So then I was like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just going to put it up, maybe reduce it to 200, and then it sold straight away. And it was like,
wow.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Because clearly
that is okay.
I'd underpriced it at 200 US, and after the fees, now I have 190 USD on this Top Shot site, which is officially licensed blockchain site. And I'm like, $9 became $190 US.
This is wow. This is a thing.
This is a thing that I absolutely just wrote off for months, and then one of my friends went, look, just buy a pack, see how you go. It's really cool. You've got to see the animated stuff. I think it'd make some great content for Chesh Breaks. And I was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. And then I went, oh my god, this actually is really good. So I'm going to be doing some content on that once I can get some more booster packs from them, because they keep selling out of their booster packs, their digital packs. And I might even try and do a break at some point, because why not? Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
It's so intriguing.
It's
such
bizarre. It doesn't make sense. Anyway, so West Oz cards. I guess I hit Atlanta. Yes, I hit Atlanta. Okay, so we got a Mosaic Damian Jones. We got an Illusions Kevin Huerta. We hit a rated rookie John Collins and a rated rookie Tyler Dorsey. I mean, they're fine, like whatever.
Atlanta Hawks being the team of young assets that may turn into something.
Yeah, exactly. So
there's like 100 of them on that team.
There is, yeah. So those rated rookies are probably just going to go away somewhere and whatever. From an Instagram user, this would be Melbourne Cardboard. You aren't going to believe this. I got this for $25 with postage.
Yep.
So we got a green Carson Edwards hoops. We have, I don't even know what it's called. It's like
sparkly
cute Carson Edwards, I guess.
Yep.
I think it's like called a hyper or something. I don't remember. But I didn't have one, and now I have one.
We've seen that pose 100 times.
Yeah, exactly. And
hey, the orange one. Nice.
It's red. It's red.
Oh, the red one. Sorry,
yeah.
I can't see.
So,
yeah, that's nice. Also with the green on the top and the bottom, as far as I can see.
Exactly. So. Yeah. So we got another one of those, which is great. They all go into the pile of Carson. Speaking of, this next lot is a big lot, and this might take us a little while to get through. Do you want to know what the total is before I show you the cards? Sorry?
All right.
Yeah?
Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Okay. This was about $80 all up. This consists of a $30 card, a $20 card, and then a lot of cards for $30 off eBay. So I'll keep the last two across for a second.
Hey Wade, how you doing?
Wade, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. Alright, here we go. So, for $30, I'll do the $30 pile first. We got what looks like a base Contenders Game Day Carson Edwards, right?
College jersey, nice.
We got a School Colors Carson Edwards, which again is just a base card. So that's fine. And I'm just going to quickly change the autofocus a little bit.
Yep.
That should be better. Okay, going into stuff
I'm just having a look now, but the Melbourne Cardsmiths logo looks so good on your background of your chest break stuff because it's like cool and retro and purple.
I know, right? I was like, that's perfect.
Hot. That's just a match made, yeah.
So,
oh, that's nice.
We got a Crown Royal die-cut Carson Edwards base. There was also, surprise to me, a bronze. I think it is a bronze or something. I don't think it actually tells me on the back either. It's too blind. But it's a parallel, basically. I don't know if it's bronze or gold. I'm assuming it's supposed to be bronze.
I see gold, but it could be all trade.
Yeah, exactly. We got a Revolution base. Now, these next couple of cards I thought were all base. And they would have been extremely good value even if they were. But it turns out we got another Astro Carson Edwards with the cool stars in the background.
Yep.
And then it turns out I didn't have one of these, but there was a fractal Carson Edwards in the lot as well, which blows my mind.
One I've seen, I think.
Yeah. Then we have certified base.
Ooh.
And then we have
recall seeing that one.
Certified parallel red. Already I'm feeling like I've made off like a Ben. Nice. Exactly. We have a red origins.
I don't know what it is, but when the red mixes with the green of a Carson card, I just love it. And maybe it is because I used to have a pair of one of my favorite basketball shoes ever. Were a pair of Air Max something, I can't remember, but they were a basketball shoe. They were basically the Amare Stoudemire model of the year. But I had the Christmas color ones. Everyone's like, "Oh, is it Christmas there, mate?" And it was green and bright red of the strap. It was great.
Is this beautiful orange Carson Edwards?
How many foilings can we try out?
There's apparently a lot of them. This is numbered to 149, I think. 179. Expressionist ink. We're
Expression is ink, but it's a patch.
Yeah, it's a patch. Well, don't worry, we're going to keep
it.
going here because there's still
that looks cool. I love that. That's such a nice design.
green parallel prism.
Pretty cool.
Remember, I paid $30 for this stack. Oh, is it?
So,
well,
was this the one? I remember seeing the photo. They're all spread out, and they're like Carson lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You went to town on this one.
This one is a cracked ice orange. I didn't even know. I just thought that this was like just the normal prism one.
Far out. And that's a patch?
Yeah, that's a patch. Don't worry. Dang. So is this green numbered one?
Oh my god. So I was in two minds about this. Did someone just have they'd accumulated Carson cards through breaks, things, whatever, and they said I'll bundle them all up for someone? But this seems like way too many Carsons to be doing that.
No
as
one
if
was
they
bidding on
collected
it.
them and they realized they collected them and then like no one wants Carsons and it's
we're going to get there. Trust me, we'll get there. So this is number 2, I think 66. Right. Yes, 66.
I think you made off like a bandit, my friend.
Oh, dude, we're not there yet.
I mean, not necessarily monetary value at this stage because I mean it's you and the guy in WA basically like bidding for these Carson cards here, but like it's more the sentimental value of like how much you've been tracking down these individually.
Hey Sam, what if I told you the last card in this lot was the only card that I really would have paid $30 in total for?
Really?
Yeah, Prism signature Carson Edwards.
Heckin' balls. Yeah.
I made off like a bandit.
Oh my
An
God.
Absolute bandit for $30.
So I assume you're a 9 out of 10 this week, despite that mail.
I am a 9 out of 10. But wait for it, because there's more.
Your computer and everything, you still like that brought a smile to your face. So I'm happy to hear that. That's great.
It gets better. This is from the same seller. Better? This is a National Treasures to 99 patch.
Was this when you said, "Do you have any more Carsons?" Did that happen?
I did. I messaged him like, "Do you have any more Carsons you want to get rid of?" And he's like, "No, that's it. Why?" And I'm like, "Because I'm gonna buy them all." And he was like, "Okay." So I bought them all.
You've shown interest. I'm gonna up my prices. Dang it! Oh, that's great. Nice.
But
what's
that's
that
not all.
To?
That's to 99. Yes, that's 19 of 99.
Nice.
But Sam,
so the prism, the auto though, that brings up something. Oh no, do this first because I'll talk about it afterwards. But go for it.
Hey Sam.
What's there?
What if I told you I got another Nationals Treasures one?
Oh balls!
Can you see the number?
No, I cannot. Where is it? In the same spot?
It's the 25.
Oh my God! Look at the jersey number. What number out of 25?
This is number 10.
And that's a nice round number. I like it.
But it was the fact that this is out of 25 for no joke. Like, I think this one was, let me just double check actually to make sure I get this right. I think this was $25. And it is, of course, from National Treasures, which is like a $10,000 box or whatever it is. Like really fucking stupid.
An incredible set.
Yeah. Purchases. Let's make sure. No, it's not that one. It's not that one that's coming from America.
I
$31.
That was like Hawaii rookie, but that's Timeless Treasures. Never mind. But
yeah, that's Timeless Treasures. Yeah.
And also the Nicolas Cage movie, right?
Yeah, yes, it is. National Treasure. So yeah, the first one was $20.50 and this one was $31. Yeah. So $31 for a National Treasures patch to 25 is absolutely fucking baller. I made off like a bandit. An absolute bandit.
That's what you want, and I think that's the bit that makes me happy. Like, there's so many people cracking product right now, and like, of course, prices are up and everything. But if you're after I want to say lower tier player, you can find the cards you're after, and sometimes for absolute,
for a steal.
Change.
For a steal.
Whereas they're probably even they're worth more than that. But it's like people are like, I was looking for everything else, and like I don't value this that much, so I'll just sell it for cheap, whatever.
It's a case of I can't make bank on this, so I'm going to get rid of it. And it's like,
Yeah, totally, and it's convenience. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna chase
if I was that
a bit
person,
more money, $20 more out of it. So,
if I was that person, I'd be like, for $20, like, I think I'll just hold this back and like wait.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like it's a national treasures patch. Like, sure, it might end up only being worth like $5. You know, who knows what the future holds? But it's a national treasures patch. It's not a cheap box.
It's such a nice premium set. Exactly.
That Prism Auto is sweet. Yeah, I know, right? So good.
Yeah.
Speaking of my collection, if people want to check out stuff in my collection at the moment, you can go to the Cherry Collectibles Instagram where I was live with them today.
Yeah.
And
I didn't get to catch that. How was that?
It was really good. We had a good yarn. Hey, mister, have you come to be on the podcast? He's like, no, I came to rub my face on your magic cards and damage them.
Yeah, it's cat time. That's what my cat's going to be doing too.
Yeah.
I love that. I can say that. I've got a cat.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And I know Wade's sitting there. Like, Wade, I know Wade's a dog person, right?
Yes.
I believe, as of stalking this man on
you robbed him.
I was a dog person for, 30 years? And now we've got a cat in the house, and I completely admit that the cat now owns the house.
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a goth. I've always been a goth. I will always treasure cats over dogs. Dogs just don't do it for me. So you know.
I love it, and I had Roddies, and Roddies were the greatest dogs ever, and still are. But and I'll probably have a dog again at some stage, probably with a bit of space and whatever. But the cat is awesome. The cat's funny, and I'm convinced she's got superpowers, and she's an absolute just muppet of a animal. She's awesome.
Fair. So as I was saying before with the break stuff, so check out the new breaks that are listed. I will list the Melbourne Cardsmiths one after we finish the stream. Don't forget that hoops, if you want blasters, we have blasters at $155. That is including postage. I only have one left in my possession right now, but I have another 4 landing next week. We do need to keep obviously some for the next break. So out of next week's, we will see how fast that break fills. And if it fills before the day we're supposed to break, then we'll just break using the product we get next week. Otherwise, I'll sell the product that we get next week and I'll order some more in because it only takes about a week to get here, which is good. The Hoops Cellos are coming in from America. They'll be $42 a pop. Whether you want those cracked live on stream or sent out to you, that's your choice. Preferably, if you buy my product, I would like to crack it on stream for you. This is our last box of... Exactly. This is our last box of Hoops Premium. So if you want us to crack this live, just send us the information and we will do a stream for you about it and give you payment information and stuff. But
then ship it in plain envelopes and no top loaders.
No top loaders in a peanut bag. and I mean tape as well. A peanut bag with salt on the inside, like a proper foil peanut bag. That guy with Gronks is next week on Cherry. Oh, you're next week on Cherry. Cool. We get to see your Gronk collection.
Nice. What? Oh, hold on. What? Who's on there?
Wade.
Is Wado going on?
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Well, he said that guy with the Gronks, and as far as I'm aware, Wade is that guy with the Gronks. So.
Oh, love it.
I don't know if he was meaning to third person it a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'll go for it.
I was going to say, like, I received these at about 3:30 today. Out of the blue, they just like turned up on my doorstep to knock on the door, and by 4 p.m. I'd already sold like most of my stock. So things are good. We should have done this years ago, as in last year, and now forever this is going to be a thing. So when a new product comes out at retail, hopefully we'll be able to secure it for people much faster than EB Games, etc. It'll be a little bit more expensive, obviously, because we're not EB Games, etc. But we will try and secure a product before anyone in Australia, because that's hilarious. And in fact, I think, technically speaking, we are the first breakers in Australia to have this product, or I think the second breakers actually, from memory. I think boxbreaks.com.au ended up with some Hoops Premium blasters in their last couple of breaks. They might have just been cellos. But either way, we're one of the first breakers in Australia to have this product. and it means a super lot to me. So thank you very much, everyone, and thank you to our silent partner, Pat. Calling him out means that he's not silent, but is our silent partner basically, for fronting some of the cash cost up front, so that we could get product in for everyone. So yeah, you were gonna say?
You rock, Pat.
You were gonna say something?
No, I said Pat rocks. But yeah, the other thing, what I was going to touch on, and the auto of Carson reminded me, was that video on Cherry Crew that I think was really important to show. If the one was it yesterday morning, and it was the player, I believe is I've never said his name. Jamias Ramsey, for the Kings. He had a TikTok video of him signing the Panini signatures. Mm-hmm. Did you see that?
I did.
That was such an eye-opener, because it's exactly as I imagined, but
just
like,
a full sheet of scribble.
Yeah, and I implore anyone to check this out. I don't know, I'm not on TikTok, I don't know how to do it, but it's on the Cherry Crew kind of page as well. But he did this TikTok of literally an NBA player, of course, he's a rookie, and he goes, this is how many I've already signed, and his whole kitchen bench was like covered in Panini sheets of stickers we talk about sticker autos, of course, and how many he's done, and then how many he's still got to sign, and there's just a stack of sticker sheets. It's like, geez, like, and they said this is importantly, like, for remember, like, when people complain about how your signature, like the signature of the player, changes over different cards, and it's like, you imagine being at the end of like a literally 10,000 signature signing sesh, like, far out. Yeah,
well, try hand drawing on an address over 1,300
times. I was done. I was like, far out.
try doing it when you're a blind man signing 1,000 putting your name and address on 1,300 postal articles after you do a Kickstarter.
Wait, and you didn't buy a stamp?
Well, because it wasn't in the budget. We couldn't buy it.
Yeah, sure.
Like, especially while we're waiting for funds to clear through, like, international and stuff like that because of Kickstarter.
And not to mention, it's like, it's too late now because these have to go out now.
Yep, that's exactly it. It's just like, oh, okay. Because we just thought, like, if we do, I think if we did 1,000, we were breaking even, which is what we were looking to do, so that we could actually fund it properly. But we ended up going over that. We actually ended up overfunding. And
so
then we ended up
game?
Yes, and then we ended up having retail stuff that we had to do as well. So I think we ended up shipping 2,000 copies of the game, and 1,500 were to customers, and the other 500 were to retail. Oh, sorry, there was 1,000 to retail, because there was 250 went to our distributor, 250 went to the US distributor, and then we had to send out 500 to stores that had already put in pre-orders.
Did these all get dumped at your house first?
Yeah, I still have some of them under my bed. I think
love that so much.
I still have like 500 copies sitting under the bed that's behind me that you can't see.
Dang. And like the actual like box packet, the packaging's not the hugest, is it? Yeah.
No, okay. It's pretty. It's about the size of a mobile phone. That's the way we designed it. It was like deck, and then the deck and stickers, and then the dice, because we wanted it to be about the size of a mobile phone.
Well, logistically, you realize now how much difference that makes by saving a few millimeter or even a few centimeters.
It's not even that. Like, the reason that I did it is because I wanted it to be something that I could chuck in my back pocket for when I went and played Magic. So if I lost in a round really early, that me and another person or a couple of people could get together, smash out a game in less than 50 minutes, and be ready for the next round.
Isn't it funny the way that goes too? Because Magic was made as a game that you could have a little session between D&D sessions.
Yeah.
And then it's like a babushka doll. It's like, and the next one's like between Magic sessions, you then have a little game of El Luchador Fantastico Grande. Is that how you say it?
El Luchador Fantastico Grande.
I got it right. I got the right order. I always get the order wrong in my head, but no, I love that so much for sure. And it's by default travel size. But we digress into the world of video games. Board games and Cheshire's awesome history in them. So nice.
my varied history that people keep finding out. Like, wait, you used to design board games? Yes, it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have anything unfinished that you wish you had have gotten out? I have a funny story about this. So myself and a guy who goes by the name, and please forgive me because this isn't who you think it is. Let me just bring him up here. So Mike Foley, not Mick Foley. There he is. Yeah. So me and Mike Foley were working on a successor to Raw Deal, WWE Raw Deal, which was the game that he designed with Baron Vengertoth for the WWE back like 20 years ago.
Nice.
And we were doing a successor. That was about 4 years ago now, until we got word from the WWE that they were no longer going to license it after basically going through all the rigmarole of like sourcing the pricing and sending them samples and them going, yeah, it looks really good. We're really excited for this. And then they just went, yeah, we're not going to sign this contract.
Yeah,
nah. And then it happens with big business. And there's not a lot you can do because you can't force them to sign a contract. They're not going to sign a contract until you're done because they want to see what the end product is going to be like before they sign off on that end product, right? Mm-hmm. So we fully designed a wrestling game that went nowhere. And quite frankly, I just gave up my rights to Mike and just went, if you can get it published somewhere, it's all to you. It's absolutely all to you. And then I said to him, if you want to get in with something like AWE, let me know. AEW, because I might be able to use my contacts within the wrestling community to get onto them. And he was like, no, I don't want to. I think I'm just going to drop it. Since then, I've actually designed a deck building wrestling game, which is currently in testing, which I might at some point try and get in the hands of AEW. Because I believe in it. It's a really fun game, and this is another avenue that I want to pursue because I've always wanted to, keep creating board games. Dragon's Treasure, of course, is already available out there in the world. You can free download it off Board Game Geek. If you want links to that, just hit me up privately. I'll send you a link to the game itself. All you need is some poker chips and a blind bag, and a bag that you can't see through. That's all you need, and it's a push your luck game. So. That is something that maybe I'll consider putting to a publisher at some point because it's really easy to produce and really cheap. Just to go like, hey, if you want this, like, you could probably put a really low price point on it and it'll probably sell like crazy. So let's do the thing.
And just focus on cool design and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Because originally the plan was get a couple of games off the ground, get the business running properly, and then continue designing games for fun. Just like living off profit, basically, if possible. Obviously, that's not always going to be the case. As I always say, you're not always going to be able to do that. And sometimes you just have to eat shit. I did 3 years of work on a game called Engines of Madness that was picked up by a very prominent board game publisher in Australia. Not Good Games. I will not tell you who it was. But it wasn't Good Game Publishing. No, Good Game Publishing isn't a part of Good Games. They originally were, but they're actually separate. But so Engines of Madness was an engine building game. It went to this particular publisher. This publisher's family. This is the only way I can say it vaguely without anyone knowing who I'm talking about because I don't want to cause shit, even though everything is 100% true. This person's family are very high up in the board game design sphere. Their family have designed some extremely prominent board games that have featured on tabletop and stuff like that. The publisher themselves have published some extremely big global games, signed me to a contract. Unfortunately, in the board game world, contracts go like this. I want your game, sign this contract. Sign. Great, thank you. In a couple of years, once this game is produced and once it's getting profitable, that's when you'll see money in about 12 months after that. So it might take 3 years of testing and all that sort of stuff after the 3 years you've worked on it for them to publish the game. Once they publish the game, once the game becomes profitable, i.e. has sold enough units, then profit starts ticking out and they start putting that profit aside for you for a year before you see it. Now, in that year, it's probably sitting in a special interest account where it's gaining interest, so they're making money off that money, which is shitty, but it happens.
Yep.
Because none of us have ever fought against it when we should, and none of us have like a union or anything like that, so we can get fucked over. Then after that year, you usually end up starting to see some profit from that game. So they're starting to pay you according to your contract, which on MSRP is usually about 15%, so next to nothing. Usually works out about $1.50 per game. So if you sell 1,000 units, you're looking at $150. If you're selling 10,000 units, you're looking at $1,500. If you sell 1,000,000 units, you're still not looking at great amount of dollars for your time. But at any point, that publisher can go, you know what? I don't want to produce this. Fuck off. They now have a year where they can hold that before they actually go ahead and do a cancellation on that project. So you're now 4 years without your game.
Interesting.
Right? Unless you have kept an original copy of that game, you do not have the files. Hopefully you kept them. In my case, my computer died, my laptop, so I don't have the original files. The changes made to that game were so vast that the game, when it was handed back to me, was not my game at all. It was just like completely fucking different. And everything that was special about the game was lost to the ether, and I've had to rebuild that game from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But the point I want to make here is that...
Yeah, I was going to say realities, and I was going to say, but your different perspectives kind of rebuilding it would probably change a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's right, because it's been so long.
Change a couple of things. Yeah.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how I made the game work properly. Because it was a design that has not ever been seen before in board games.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. So because it was an engine builder, which is, everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen an engine builder, but the particular way the mechanics of this engine builder worked, no one has made anything like this. And as far as I'm aware, no one since, although I should probably check the publishers of other games to see if they incorporated some of my ideas, because if they did, that's going to be fucked. Because there's nothing I can do about it. But it would make me extremely sad. But it's a game that has not been seen in this capacity. But also
probably likely in a sad way too, that like imitation is flattery, I guess. But it's like, that's no consolation that things do get totally going, oh, that's appropriated, like, and it's almost wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's other publishers that I've worked with silently that I've given ideas to that they've run with within the Australian community, and it's funny because usually when I give out an idea, you get what you would expect. Somebody goes, I can't pay you for this. And you go, I don't want to mention, I don't want to be paid. Between you and me, we're the only ones who know that I've given you this idea. I don't care. Because I'm not going to get anything out of it if I'm known for that idea. And it just makes it seem like it's not your game, that it's my game, that you've borrowed pieces of my game for your game. Which is not fair, because a lot of those games I've lent like some really cool ideas to. That's it. I've lent one really cool idea that's helped change the game for the better. I've not redesigned their entire game. They've done all the work. I just simply went, have you thought about this thing here, and if it worked like this, then I think that would work better. And they tried it and gone, wow, you're right. It works so much better. It's like, yeah, cool. And because I would rather see somebody happy than like, affect their stuff, because it's no point. There's no point. I wouldn't get anything out of it. Like 25 cents on the dollar, no one wants that. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, 2.5 cents on the dollar. Because
there's more value. There's more value in other transactions that aren't money related, I guess, is the point.
Yeah, exactly. That's weird. Uber Eats is sending me Nickel and stuff.
Have you? I'm sure you have, but done much board game content in the past?
So I used to run a board game show called Board Games and Brewskis before somebody stole it off me, being the co-host, so she can go to hell. She knows who she is. Lives in Mini Ponds too. I think everyone knows I'm not particularly vengeful, spiteful, but in this case I really am, because so we had a stream. We'd all been drinking, we were tired, and I snapped at somebody because it had been 20 minutes that they'd just been yammer, yammer, yammer and not actually taking their turn. At this point, we're 3 hours into the stream on a 1 hour board game.
Yeah.
So I was like, can we maybe just like have your turn? And then I was trying to take my turn at another point, and the co-host was talking to chat, but like for a very long time. And I was like trying to talk over them, say like, I just want to have my turn because we've now been here for 4 hours and I just want to go home.
Yeah, true.
And then they were like, I don't think I want you to come and play board games again. I was like, that's fine. I don't care. That's fine. Because I was angry. And then they set up Puppers and Brews or whatever it was called. And I was like, so basically you stole my idea. You sent me a message saying that there were too many white cis male guests, which is bullshit, by the way, because I got all the guests in all the time. Because I was the only one apparently that could somehow book guests. Which is funny because it draws a parallel to how you probably feel, Sam. I mean, I do try and get guests.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Sometimes I feel bad sometimes that you're always booking guests.
What do you mean with Commander Crunch?
Yeah.
Hell no. So,
I know you don't.
My perspective there, and I've got to say, this is one of these Chesh Breaks mail times that's turned into just a broad chat, which is kind of love, and we just keep the microphone on because it's fun. No, my point there is that your kind of perspective all along, you keep telling me, you just pushed me into a kind of position, and I felt bad initially. I'm like, oh, I'm just leaning on Chesh to book all these guests, and it's like, no. Once we started to get a few episodes under our belt, it was like, oh, and yeah, it took me a while to feel this way, but it's like, oh, maybe we're somewhat important enough, or actually it doesn't really matter. Like maybe if I just talk to people and that's what happens, like maybe they might respond, and next thing you know, it's like, oh, well, cool. I just organically kind of started talking to a bunch of people in the community and go, oh, cool, you can be on the podcast, and to the point where I enjoy doing it for sure, and I feel like I was taking it from you. But you've still got contacts I don't have, and a lot of them are just been just by virtue of playing people, Magic online, that kind of stuff. So on webcam, but no, I've enjoyed it so much, and I've lined up so many. But it's literally the way I put it is, in my industry, everyone's like, you got to network, and that idea grosses me out when it sounds so mechanical. Ours
is technically the same, but it's far more social because you're not
totally, and it's based on where it's a mutual kind of love of what we do, and like I don't ever I feel like it's a chore, and I think I've realized I've learned a lot about networking, that the key is to be genuine about it, and like it's got to happen in a way that doesn't feel like you're quote unquote networking.
Yeah.
It's like, it's got to be just you being a person and enjoy being a person, and that stuff happens. So that's kind of where it's got to. And I have no issues. Like I'm never going to sit there and kind of like in a relationship, like, oh, I'm doing more than you and you're doing more than me, like, this kind of thing. It's like, it doesn't matter. Like and same with Chesh Breaks. And we've got a weird kind of symbiosis thing going on anyway, that Chesh Breaks is a thing I don't really have to do any prep work for it. I just turn up and hang out with you, and
and watch me spend all my money on golf.
You keep saying it's my name on there too, but it's like, not really. Like, I mean, it's your thing. It's you're kind of, you're footing the bill for all the things. It's like but also you reap the rewards for it, and I just kind of, I get to come along for the ride, which is fun. But yeah, I feel like Commander Crunch was totally my thing, where it's not my thing, but it's our thing. But it was the one that I was like, I'm going to put some energy into this, and especially it's interesting to see what a lot of people did last year when forced into a bit of, I'm stuck inside, what do I do? And there's a lot of people that still go back and go, oh, that was the worst year ever, never want to do that again, which is true, of course, but did nothing about it in a way. And I know I don't want to say it's easy to do things, but my instinct was, I need to put energy into something I can't control.
But what's that? It is easy to do something though. Like you just go, I don't know what to do. I'm going to just do this thing until something pops.
Yeah, but I mean, I think doubt, we've got to acknowledge doubt is a really powerful factor in anything, and really doubt sucks, and doubt derails so much that should happen, and it's, that is the thing. But I think bottom line, anything is easier if you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
That's like, I can't recommend that enough to anyone. If you just love something, just freaking do it. Like, and just put it on a platform where it can show your passion, because you know that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Do you enjoy it?
I just want to rip the
profound lessons. Sorry, I went down another avenue. So yeah,
such an avenue with that.
Just want to clear the air with but yeah.
And I mean, and look, and that's fine, because I think one of the things that I always stress to you, Sam, just for the audience to know, is that when Sam does Commander Crunch, I pretty much just wanted to point the gun in the right direction and pull the trigger, because, and Sam, you have a natural ability for podcasting, like no fault of a lie. You absolutely have a natural ability.
Though. I'll always say that I'm learning, because I've got to know my cadence and I've got to know my spacing and how, like, I try and improve every time, because it's like I've got to make sure you've got your time to speak, and thankfully I've got a very patient co-host that will go, you will cut in when you want to, and that's perfect. But yeah, exactly. I don't want to push anyone away or like over talk anyone too long.
Because the thing that I always say is that when it comes to doing the podcast, I felt like, and I know I've told you this, Sam, I felt like that Sam had an ability to do a really good podcast from the last podcast that he was doing, but didn't really have the right platform, or I'm going to say, or the right co-host, to be honest, because, and you already know I don't like your previous co-host. But as much as I don't like myself.
Talk about that, but like, we'll talk about that off here.
But, I mean, I just feel like that you were painted into a corner of doing something, and it was just like, well, I mean, once that ended, that's why I pulled you in, because I was like, no, you've got that thing, you've got that spark, you know, that spark that you can see in people. That's like, you've got an innate ability to do a thing, and like, let's get you doing that thing. And as you said, like, you were just very appreciative, because it's like, oh, well, I didn't think that I was that great. It's like, are you kidding? Did you ever listen to yourself? Like, because, you know, I think that you are really good, even at this, like, because we can have a good yarn, have a good conversation, not get sick of each other, and, you know, generally speaking, not want to punch each other in the face for the most part.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I look forward to it. Exactly.
Yeah.
This has become a very kind of self-reflective kind of episode in a fun way. But
because we didn't have our end of year, and I feel like this would have happened at the end of year, and we would have said
that's
these
true.
things.
That's true. We kind of just finished the year and like both had to do other things. Like, oh shit,
tied into other things. Yeah, and I mean exactly. The thing with Chesh Breaks, like it's good that you're happy to just kind of like let it flow and let it just be its thing. Because I never put any expectation on it, and it just kind of happened when we started the podcast too. And it's like, it was just like the other thing we did just to hang out, and it's like, it all of a sudden it's like, oh well, guess what, we met great friends from it as well, and all this stuff's happening, and you know, like, not like big time YouTubers or anything, no way. It's just, but it did, not that I didn't put faith in you, I just didn't think of, like, I didn't even think of it having goals or anything. I was like, no, it's just us hanging out each week, because that's all we had to look forward to. I mean, as I said, like, this thing for me, like, I didn't and still don't really care about the stats. I'd like to get to the 100 subscriber mark so that we can get our custom URL for like business cards and stuff. But I mean, we're sponsored by Garth at this point. That's a thing. Like, it provides us with some stuff now and again. We get some free stuff here and there. You know, when we formed the channel, we didn't have an expectation of like, all right, well, by year one, we want 100 subscribers. By year two, we want to be making $100 an episode. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
It was just like, we just want to do things. I want to open cool product. I want Sam along for the ride, because Sam's really good at conversation and topics.
I think at the end of the day, I'm the biggest. I mean, I think I'll be the biggest self-confessed NBA nerd, you know, around. And even if I'm not really buying really many basketball cards anymore, it doesn't really matter. It's like, I keep an eye on what's going on, but I just enjoy being around it. I enjoy what's happened last year with you know, the boom in cards, and I love that contrast between that and 10 years ago when I was buying cards. I'm like, oh, there's not really much happening, is there? And we're like, oh, and we kind of flow in and out of it, and now it's just nuts. But yeah, and just meeting the people. Exactly. And so by the end of this year, we have set a goal though, which is, I want to have Chesh Breaks, an ABN and a website for Chesh Breaks. I want to be doing breaks on the regular, hopefully every week, to be honest. Maybe even every couple of days, but definitely every fortnight, which we're already putting up.
obviously from the breaks that we were talking about before. Definitely go and check into those. But more to the point, I wanted to make this into something more in regards to getting the leverage for us to get product to break product. And it's not just for you people, like it is absolutely for the audience, but it's also for myself. Like if I can break enough product, or if I can get enough product and sell enough product, I can siphon a piece of product off the top for the channel to just open like Pac-Man does. Because Pac-Man has absolutely just blown it out of the water, and I don't know how he affords all the product he does, because that is some scary product. That's Pac-Man on YouTube. And of course, we're going to have like more special guests. The guys from Double Coverage, one of them are going to come on in the next couple of weeks. I did try and get Melbourne Cardsmiths on today, but he was just like, no, just talk about the Instagram and the product, and that's fine. Like, trying to avoid it. He's not very. I wouldn't say he's not very sociable, because he is, but he's not one of those personalities that likes being out there that much. He does have a YouTube channel, but kind of like backed off.
Yeah, well, and that's totally different. Yeah, I've had that a bit too with some great people in the Magic community. I'm like, oh, just jump on a podcast, and like, oh, I don't like talking that much.
Yeah, I don't like talking that much.
Long form, you know, like, and it's like,
but you just played a 3-hour game of Magic with us. Yeah,
totally.
This is not my thing.
No,
like,
for me, it's second nature to the point where I have to be careful when people have to tell me to shut up. But it's, but yeah, no, totally. Some people completely find that I'd probably rather type. But yeah, exactly. No, respect.
Cool. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. Like,
good place to wrap it.
Again, Hoops Premium Blasters. We have one left in hand with 4 more coming in next week, and then hopefully we'll have some more coming in next week if we can. Hoops Hellos should be arriving sometime next week. They'll be $42 per pop. If you want us to break it live, we'll have a chat. Maybe I can reduce the price a little bit, but probably not by much because postage. Other than that, these awesome Melbourne Cardsmith premium breaks are happening. 10 spots, $50 per spot. You get 3 teams. They've got 1 card, so that's interesting. This makes me so nervous.
Oh yeah.
And mostly just because, like, I'm that kind of person who I want something for my money. I don't want to just flush $50 down the toilet, which these aren't. Because if you hit one of these, like, you're absolutely getting more than $50 worth of cards. Like, the cards in these are insane.
It's kind of in that the cherry pie realm as well, and that's
well, this is way above that, but yes.
Well, that's what but like the nature of the product, but different price point in a way.
I mean, this is a $500 box, so
exactly.
Someone's definitely walking away with something sexy. Yeah, exactly. So if you're interested in that, join the Facebook group. Sam, have you got anything to plug?
Not really. Just, I mean, we talked a little bit about Commander Crunch, and if anyone's into Magic, listen to that. And I'll say it's probably about half of Magic the Gathering, Commander, and then half life stuff. So still sometimes relevant.
Exactly.
So, that's just wherever you get your podcast from. But other than that, you can find me at Pass the Jam Sam on the Instagrams and the Twitters. So yeah.
Wade says, can we buy a box of the Cardsmith boxes? No. I don't believe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just like, well, I mean, technically speaking, you could just buy out all 10 spots. So technically speaking, yeah, you can buy a box for $500 if you really want to. I don't know if I would, to be honest, but that's because, like, you're not guaranteed to, like, it's like an Eerie pack, you're not guaranteed to get at least $500 worth of value, which is why they're intended for not personal breaks, but just for literally, like, a super premium break. So if you do want to buy one of those boxes separately, we'll have a chat about it. You can just hit me up by DM and we'll have a chat about it. Again, I personally wouldn't recommend it because I think that these are intended for a group break, which is why we're not opening them ourselves, because they've specifically told us these are not for you, these are for your audience. Oh shit! Sam, next Friday you've got off.
What's that?
You're not on next Friday. I'm out on location.
I was like, what do you mean? Like I've got to take the day off work, but that's fine. What are you doing? Where are you off to?
I'm going to be over at Matthew Payne's place, and we're going to stream his Jordan collection, and everyone wants to tune in.
Oh yeah,
including you, Sam. Do you want to know why?
Yes.
Because
it's his Jordan collection.
He's the biggest Michael Jordan collection in Australia.
Yep.
And he loves Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And he loves the number 23. And we will be giving away 23 Michael Jordan cards.
Jeez. All right. Yeah, okay. We'll get on the rooftops and start spruiking that one for sure.
Yeah.
That's going to be a time. Far out.
Yeah. Sam, I'm going to need your advice on how to give them out, because that's a lot.
I'll take a think. We might have to get a little bit creative like we've done before, and talk more about some people's bad collections of,
yes. Now the other thing is, I believe, and he said don't hold him to this, however, he will likely have his box of Fleer Ultra in hand by Friday, and we will be opening a Fleer Ultra box to try and get a Jordan Scoring Kings live. He has specifically told me that if we crack the Larry Johnson, the one card I have been hunting for my Larry Johnson collection to be the crown jewel of my collection, if we crack a Larry Johnson out of that box, he will give it to me.
Yep.
Because he is a mad cunt.
Hell yeah.
So
yeah, you can talk that. You can talk that.
It's going to be like a big night. I'll be streaming that. Yeah, so will I.
That's huge. I love how you just, I forgot it. I've got plans on Friday. It's going to be a big one. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just because I was talking to him about it this afternoon, and I was like, because he's been begging for a day since New Year's, like, hey, when are we going to get together and have a look at the collection? And I was like, I'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm like, I'll figure it out. I'm like, can I just come over to your unit? Because you live in Moonee Ponds. I can just like walk over with my laptop. And he's like, dude, yeah, we can play my arcade games. And I was like,
stop it.
Is that an NBA Jam pinball machine? He's like, yes. And I'm like,
the best.
So if we stream for like an hour or two and then we just hang out for 3 hours, eat pizza and play games, he's like, yep. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm like,
I gotta say, if Matty Payne knows how to do one thing, it's hobby.
It's hobby. And boy does he hobby. Yeah, that was crazy.
Come in and started talking, so it's good. Jump on, you're in podcast too. Yes.
mine walked out.
I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited to like just like hang out and like have a boys' night and play some like some pinball and stuff.
Exactly.
Because I think everyone knows that I'm not the most manly man when it comes down to it. My partner is more of a man than I am, and more of a man than I will ever be, which is fine.
What is manliness anyway, but a kind of a cop-out? So,
look, it depends on what era you were born in. Like, my era was like having a Dado or a Gemini, knowing how to like fully strip your engine and put it back together, in 3 days.
Yeah.
Knowing how to take apart every piece on the car that can come apart and reassemble it without it falling apart. And basically just like playing footy and cricket and all of those things. So I never really understood because I played all the sports, but I was never like the manly man. I was never invited to like the parties, and I didn't know how to take a car apart. I mean, I mostly know how to take a car apart really, but only the old ones obviously. But I never really got it. I never understood the whole like macho bullshit.
I get that, but it's strength and camaraderie, and like there's an element to that I respect, of course. The car thing, my brother is a mechanic, and I remember always the one. I chose a path of career where I draw pictures on computers, so I felt immediately less manly, but it's like I learned to do a lot of those things, like pull apart cars and do repairs and things, and it's like that was or learned how things work, and that was like strangely rewarding, but thankfully not in a testosterone kind of way. It's like, no, I just figure out how to do it, and it's but yeah, that's a whole nother thing. We could do a whole thing about manliness and the generational expectations of it. But,
manly.
Basically, just be I've said it a few. I don't swear too much, but just be a fucking good person. Like,
just be a good person.
God damn, exactly. And you don't have to. Don't worry about your manliness getting emasculated or whatever. So
yeah, that's why
Just be a person.
that's one of my things will always be, just try and be a good person. Just don't be shit.
yeah, exactly. So yeah. Oh man, what a deep episode. All
I
right.
know, man.
We'll keep some of it saved up because we've got a podcast tomorrow and of magical content. So yeah, we'll move on to that one. So yeah.
Exactly. Who are we getting on the podcast tomorrow?
Awesome. Scrap trawlers.
Yeah.
So Andy and Nick. So that's going to be a good one. So the old 4-way conversation is going to be a rowdy time. It's going to be good.
Yeah. Fatal 4-way. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's like we're playing Commander, but not. So yeah.
Exactly. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, Chesh Breaks. If you want to follow us on Instagram, Chesh Breaks. If you want to join the Facebook group, the Facebook group, that's Facebook/groups/Chesh Breaks. Get on those breaks. Thanks to Melbourne Cardsmith. This channel, of course, proudly sponsored by guff.com.au for all of your gaming needs. And I'll talk to you all very soon. Sam, maybe not so much, depending on when this product comes and when we can break. But yeah, again, we'll break the premium breaks as soon as they fill, like as fast as they fill. So as long as it's not on Monday or Tuesday night, I'll be on. And hopefully Sam as well. And we'll try and crack something big and stupid. Cool. That's pretty much it.
Would not miss it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Have fun,
Take
everyone.
care, friends.
And we love you all.
Yeah, have a good one.
Like, comment,
love you
subscribe.
all. Yeah, the birds agree.
The birds agree.